But right now, Ryan Bartlett and Sean Shaw are up on that front row. Again, 50-50 ticket will be drawn after this feature event as well. 2 tickets, one for the Lake Placid weekend and one for the money. We're set to go green. Pace truck is off the Speedway. The Whitesboro Plow Shop. Dirt car, 358 modifieds are green at Can-Am. And the mad scramble for supremacy is on. Down the back straightaway as Ryan Bartlett jumps out in front of the field as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Sean Shaw already up to second. Scott Webb now to third. Derek Webb into fourth. RJ Tresidder fifth. Tim Fuller is already into the top 6. Lance Willix giving chase with him as well as they spread out through turns 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway, Ryan Bartlett. It's been a while since he's been to victory lane here at Can-Am. Bartlett has not won here since the 2022 campaign. Sean Shaw right there with him as well as they come down across the line. Once again, lap number 2 up on the board. And Ryan Bartlett giving chase. Looking back through the field. Scott Webb is third. Derek Webb still fourth. And a great battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. We got Cameron Black off the pace on the front straightaway. Looks like a little bit of smoke coming out of the back of the 23 Cameron Black down here on the front stretch. Yellow lights are on. Ryan Bartlett on the hammer. Sean Shaw with him. We're back to green. And again, Ryan Bartlett shoots out into the race lead. Sean Shaw right there with him in second as they hit the back straightaway. Scott Webb, Derek Webb, that's your top 4. RJ Tresidder trying to hold on for 5th, but Tim Fuller rockets around the outside, and they caught a big bump down there in turn number 3 and 4. And Andy Howard with a problem in the 21. He has slowed it to a stop over there just to the outskirts of turn number 4. Yellow lights are back on with 3 in the books. And Andy Howard immediately gets it refired and heads towards pit road, the number 21 out of Hamm, New York. G&R Auto Parts Machine heads towards pit road, and a tough break for Andy. Ryan Bartlett's been since the 2022 campaign when he last won a feature here. Like to change that. Derek Webb and Scott Webb both had wins here last year. Sean Shaw's not won since 2022 either. Tim Fuller and Lance Willix, well, they've got wins already in 25. Green lights are back on, and we're underway. And Ryan Bartlett immediately to the point as he hit the back straightaway. The 7 of Sean Shaw able to fend off the 18 of Scott Webb for the moment as they go down into turn number 3 and 4. As the field works it up off the turn. Bartlett with a steady race car out there right now. He's got a comfortable advantage over the 7 of Shaw, who's trying his best to keep pace with the race leader at the moment. Scott Webb now into position number 3. Derek Webb up there into 4th. Lance Willix has cleared Tim Fuller for the 5 spot. Fuller trying to fight back with Tyler Meeks right there to his hip pocket as they go into turn 3 and 4 and back down to the line one more time with 5 laps complete. 20 more to go, and Bartlett looking to end a long winless drought here at Can-Am. And what a move that was by Lance Willix. He put the hammer down, just drove by the 66 of Derek Webb to move up into 4th. As right now, Webb back to 5th. Fuller still 6th. Tyler Meeks trying to get by him for a spot. Billy Dunn trying to find his way towards the front as well, trying to keep that 31 of Lance Willix in his sights as he battles RJ Tresidder for position number 7, and he'll get it down the back straightaway. In the meantime, no, everybody single file around the inside portion of the racetrack. 7 down, 18 to go for Ryan Bartlett, Sean Shaw, Scott Webb, and the 31 of Lance Willix. That's your top 4 at the moment. Derek Webb still in a battle with Fuller for the number 5 position is Willix going farther forward. He gets alongside of Scott Webb for position number 3, and Willix hammer down up off the turn. He'll grab the 3 spot down in front. So the man out of Threesa, New York on the charge here in the early going. Brownville, Scott Webb holding on to 4th. Another Brownville native and Derek Webb holding on to the 5 spot. Fuller still 6th. Tyler Meeks, Billy Dunn, 7th and 8th. RJ Tresidder, 9th, and Remington Hamm. Again, another solid top 10 run, holding on to 10th at the moment. As we work in lap number 9, and Ryan Bartlett's been looking good throughout the early laps of this one. Sean Shaw doing all he can to try to keep pace with the race leader. 31 of Lance Willix still there in 3rd. Scott Webb, not much he can do about it, holding on to fourth at the moment. Derek Webb trying to fend off Tim Fuller for the 5 spot as they drag race down the front straightaway. Fuller takes a peek down low. Derek Webb gives him a little bit of room down on the inside, but Webb able to hold the spot. Now Fuller got a great drive that time. We'll keep our eye on this battle as Fuller will go to the 5 spot. Derek Webb could get kicked back to 6, but Webb able to keep that car rolling up on the outside lane. They drag race. They've been battling for the last couple of laps or so. Now Fuller takes the advantage into turn number 1 and 2. So he's now into the top 5. He's got a long way to go to catch the top 4 drivers. It's still Bartlett, Shaw, and Willix, the top 3, and then Scott Webb into 4th. Keeping an eye on Lance Willix, point leader coming into tonight's racing program. 2 wins on the season. Closing in on Sean Shaw for the runner-up spot. And Shaw looked like he slowed a little bit in turn number 3 and 4 as we come to the halfway point. Ryan Bartlett looks really strong here at lap 13, Jamie.
He sure does, and Shaw is off the pace. Sean Shaw out of Philadelphia, New York, has pulled down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and that is going to bring out the caution here in lap number 13. A tough break for Sean Shaw. He had a great race going, Tim, and that is just awful when something like that happens.
When something like that happens after you've had such a good run, I mean, look at the drivers that he's fending off here. He fended off Derek Webb, Scott Webb, and Lance Willix to keep second, and you can see the frustration there, the hand just pounding on the steering wheel. Sean Shaw, a great competitor here at Can-Am. His only modified win, though, coming here on September the 2nd, 2022.
All right, we're set to go. 13 complete, ladies and gentlemen. Important restart coming right here. Here's Willix on the outside. Bartlett down on the inside, and Ryan is going to take that important lead going into that number 1 and 2 turn. Willix is back there second. There's Fuller up on the outside, and Tim goes up to the number 3 position. Scott Webb is back there in 4th, and Billy Dunn, who started way back at the very back of this field, has moved up and is challenging to move into the top 5 right here on the outside part of the racetrack with Derek Webb in the 66W. Bartlett is trying to stretch that lead a little bit over Willix. 15 laps completed. Willix is second. Tim Fuller is third. Scott Webb is 4th. Derek Webb rides back there 5th. Billy Dunn is 6th. As they come off that number 4 turn, it is still Ryan Bartlett in front. He's got about a 7 or 8 car length lead over the 31 of Lance Willix out of Theresa, New York. Tim Fuller out of Edwards runs back there in 3rd. Scott Webb still holding on to that number 4 spot, but Scott is picking up a little ground on Tim Fuller. He seems to lose it a little bit on the straightaways, but then he picks it right back up in the turns. Billy Dunn is trying to hang on to that number 6 spot, but he is getting some pressure back there. As they come off the number 4 turn, Ryan Bartlett to complete lap number 18. Willix is back there in 2nd. Tim Fuller is 3rd, and Tim has gained a little bit of ground on Lance Willix. He is about 2 car lengths in back of Willix and continues to close that gap. But Bartlett has opened up now about a 10 or 11 car length lead on Lance Willix as they complete lap number 19. Fuller is back there in 3rd. Scott Webb is in 4th. Derek Webb is in 5th. And he is still feeling a lot of heat from Billy Dunn, who Billy this time takes the outside part of the racetrack, but Webb is still there. And here's Dunn on the inside. And Dunn trying to take away that number 5 spot, and he may have it as they come off that number 2 turn, and Dunn moves into the top 5. Right now it is all Ryan Bartlett out in front with 21 complete. Willix is in 2nd, Fuller 3rd. Scott Webb is still in 4th. Billy Dunn is 5th. Derek Webb still 6th in the number 6 spot. Coming around to complete lap number 22, and it is still Ryan Bartlett. And he's got a good grip on that steering wheel, I'm sure, and is looking around to see who's coming. But he has got a tremendous lead out there. He's now at least 10 car lengths in front of Lance Willix. 2 to go for Ryan Bartlett. Willix still second. Fuller is third. Scott Webb is fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is Billy Dunn. Ryan Bartlett, white flag is out. Can he do it? 24 complete. Lance Willix is second. Bartlett continues to maintain about a 8 or 9 car length lead now. But it is the final lap. Around turns 3 and 4 he comes, and it looks like they come down the front straightaway. Ryan Bartlett will be your winner. Willix will finish in second. Fuller will get the number 3 spot. Scott Webb will finish in fourth. First victory since 2022. It's been a long drought. And he goes for a little do-si-do on the infield. And comes to a stop. And I would say he's happy, wouldn't you? Those of you watching us on DTD and here at Can-Am. And it looks like he's going to stay right where he is over on the infield. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it down trackside to the voice of Can-Am Speedway, Tim Balls.
Well, his dad, Dave Bartlett, just told me, he says, looks like we got to walk a little farther for this trackside interview, but that's okay. And in a near 3-year winless drought here at Can-Am, it has been way too long. Brother Tyler in here checking things out as well. He's pretty happy. The entire Bartlett family. We're going to draw the 50-50 winner as well, and we also have a weekend getaway in Lake Placid to give away also. So 2 tickets will be drawn. And he's out of the car. He's back. How about it for Ryan Bartlett? Where in the world have you been, young man? It has been, 3 years since we last saw you down here in Victory Lane. A lot of struggles along the way, but this makes up for a lot of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been fighting a new motor here for the last couple weeks and overheating really bad. Came and tested on Tuesday and got all the bugs worked out, and it was flawless tonight. Couldn't ask for any better car.
And your dad touched on a pretty good thing too. A little change in race cars this year, change in motor combination. I think it's coming around for you now.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks we ran our older car and it was okay, and we knew we've been waiting for this piece to come together, and it's been a work in progress, but we're getting there and keep fine tuning. I think we can get it better yet.
I know you got a lot of people to thank. It's been a while since you've been able to thank him at Victory Lane, and a great family too.
Yeah, well, first off, my brother wouldn't be possible for any of this without him. He foots this operation, and he puts in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Even all night long tonight, I owe it all to him, and Mom and Dad, of course, and it's pretty much just a family effort.
Well, Ryan, don't wait for too much longer to come back down to see us again. It's been way too long since the last one. Congratulations. We'll let you celebrate with these guys here.
Thank you, Tim, and congrats on the 25 years.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Very much appreciated. How about it? One more time for Ryan Bartlett, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll get the 50-50 in here, and we'll get that drawn. So we'll draw a 50-50 ticket. We're drawing 2 tickets. One for the money and one for the Lake Placid. So this is for the money, blue ticket. 770-454 for the money, 770-454. And for the Lake Placid tickets, we'll flip it the other way so I can read. There we go. Yellow ticket, 295-758. 295-758. 295-758 for the Lake Placid tickets. That'll all be available at the 50-50 booth. Jamie, Sportsman, up next.
All right, thank you, Tim. A Big celebration going on down there. Ryan Bartlett with a very impressive win, winning it by about 6 or 7 car lengths. And a great run for him, and that'll move him up a little bit in the point standings. And he'll be pretty happy with that. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Bob Johnson Dirt Car Sportsman Feature Go, sponsored in part by the Mental Health Association of Jefferson County. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is your starting lineup for tonight's Bob Johnson Dirt Car Sportsman Feature Go here at Can-Am. On the pole, row number 1 on the inside. Schedule go, the 707 of Greg Brinklow. Greg out of Kingston, Ontario. On the outside, driving the 1D, will go Paul DeRuyter out of Inlet, New York. The second row on the inside will go the 5R of Steve Roberts out of Harris.